How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today, I'm going to talk about the abundance mentality and if you absolutely require this in order to be financially well off. Why am I talking about this? Because I do my research on finance gurus, and oftentimes I hear this abundance mentality thing that you should apply this abundance mentality, and all of a sudden, all these riches is gonna start flowing into your life. I feel like this idea, someone probably made it up and they played telephone with this, and someone just kept on changing the meaning of this, and eventually people just go, okay, just apply this. And all of a sudden, this is like a magical thing that you can apply to your life. And all of a sudden, you're going to be that much more well off later on. Just applying this single idea to your life. In reality, just like a lot of different finance concepts, it's not so simple. You really need to know the background of it, why you need to apply something like this. And if you just blindly follow this, it may not work at all for you. Now, you see on the thumbnail that certain people apply the abundance mentality, and there is a certain group of people that are rich and well off. However, you can guarantee yourself that not every single rich and well off people is applying the abundance mentality. Now, let's just take a reasonable example here. Let's say you're broke and you have a scarcity mindset. All of a sudden, you watch this video that goes, oh, you should apply the abundance mentality. You go and follow this. You apply the abundance mentality blindly and you just go, oh, they need money. Oh, everyone needs money. Okay, let me just give it all away. You give away everything you have indiscriminately, having an abundance mentality. You have an abundance mentality and yet you end up broke. And then you wonder what went wrong. You could argue that no, when you give everything away like that, it's just sort of like karma. If you give away stuff and you help other people, it's just going to turn around and come back to you in many folds. So this is not very provable. Although I do believe that if you do some random experiment where you have people give away, money, certainly some people is going to have more comeback than they give. However, there's also going to be a certain amount of people that after they give away their money, they're going to get nothing back at all. Or maybe, they might lose even more. So this leads me to think that maybe this idea of abundance mentality is sort of rooted in religion or, slash karma. And at the same time, I watch some TED Talks videos and then they do talk about research where if people are asked to give away, their $100 bill rather than spend it on themselves, they end up happier sometime after when they come back from the experiment. This sort of thing is sort of related to luck, and I've made a video about this. In short, this video is about when you apply yourself, when you believe yourself to be lucky, you're going to apply yourself more in situations where it requires a certain chance. And when you apply yourself more, that requires chance, you have more chances of winning. Therefore, you somehow see yourself winning more and more. It's sort of like some people are lucky. This is hard to prove, but I myself feel very lucky. And then I try many, many times. And I feel like I win more share of winnings than a lot of other people. Now, I'm not saying that you should not have an abundance mentality. I'm just saying that doing so in itself may not cause you to be wealthy. Take investing intelligently as a money-making endeavor. In a scarcity mindset, let's say you only have $1,000 to spend and you're trying to make as much money as possible from this $1,000. You apply this $1,000 and you use it in the most promising endeavors. Now, this is not an abundance mentality because, you have $1,000 to spend and, you don't look to it as saying, oh, I'm going to have $10,000 later on, so I'm just going to do whatever I want with this $1,000. No, you think about this and then go, okay, what's the best way to use it? So let's say you go buy some products to resell or something, and then you stock up on this $1,000 worth of products because you deem it to be a profitable endeavor, and then you go and resell it, and let's say you make 100% profit on that, and you come back with $2,000 starting from $1,000. Now, is there any kind of abundance mentality here? Is there a scarcity mindset over here? So when you look at this, to me, it's sort of decoupled. There is a little bit of overlap here, but to me, an abundance mentality is not absolutely required to make a profit. Now, I want to say on this channel, I make a lot of videos about saving money, and people keep on complaining that, oh my gosh, you have a scarcity mindset. I feel like all these comments are rooted in watching other videos saying, oh, you should apply an abundance mentality. In reality, to me, all this money saving activity is sort of like a combination of everything. So it's like making money on two different fronts here. Yeah, you can have a super abundance mentality. I think this is taking out of context where you go, okay, I have a lot of money. I'm going to go buy the newest phone. If I do it, it's just going to come back to me in multiple folds. Is this provable in terms of maybe if you get a brand new phone, you have access to more apps or something. You can, do more business with that particular phone. I think it's very different for every single person because you could go and buy an expensive phone, but the return on investment here is very different from person to person. If the person is able to make use of that phone, then perhaps they can make multiples amount. Let's say it's $1,000. Maybe they can make $10,000, $50,000 from using that phone. This is compared to using a cheaper phone. Maybe there are social perceptions with having a nice phone. You can show it off to people so that people will be impressed or whatnot. Given this to someone who does not show off as much, tends to leave their phone in their pocket in social situations and maybe only play games or something, you get very little usage out of it, then that same investment is not going to make them $10,000, $50,000. So it really depends on the person. If you are in a giving mood, you tend to help certain people out, certain charities out in terms of monetary ways or maybe with your time. Will this come back to you in multiple folds? I don't know. It's hard to prove, and I feel like it's certainly not going to be a one-for-one thing. Sometimes when you give, maybe nothing will come back. Sometimes when you give, maybe it'll come back in 10 folds. It's not like a one-for-one thing, and it's hard to determine how much more that it's going to come back. Like I said, in various religions and people who believe in karma, this comes back in multiple folds. It's hard to prove, and I don't think there's actually any scientific studies done on this, and I think it might be worth a shot to try to study this. I hope you enjoyed this way of thinking, and I'm not really detracting people from having an abundance mindset. I just feel like just a tunnel vision of just using this 2-word phrase and just go, okay, you can apply this and then you're going to be rich. I think doing that in itself is incorrect. If you actually want to be more wealthy, you got to apply a whole bunch of different things. You got to be smart about it. You got to know how to invest. You got to know how to turn a profit. A lot of different things, including not spending beyond your means, having a low burn rate, a bunch of other things, which is not oversimplification into this condensed 2-word phrase. If you're interested in supporting this channel, I'll have a t-shirt sale down in the video description below where it has a honey badger and it says infinitification, because if you smartly apply this abundance mentality with a whole bunch of other ideas together with it, then you're going to head towards infinitification, which is my phrase for early retirement. If you're interested in getting more of my videos, push that subscribe button over here and ring that bell icon to get notifications. Thanks for watching.